Hello everyone and welcome to session 10 of Flutter 101 Bootcamp. My name is Harsh Kumar Khatri and in today's session we will be seeing how we can animate different widgets in our Flutter application, how we can navigate to various different screens which we are having inside our application, and how we can work with name routes like going to a particular screen with using a slash name of or slash name to that particular screen inside that, and how we can pass data between different screens which we are having. And let's get to the video. So firstly I'll delete all the code which comes pre-coded when we run the flutter create command. So let me delete the dead code which we are having here. Now the first thing which we will be seeing is how we can navigate to various different screens. For that I need to create one more state like this. We are having stateful widget here, but I'll be creating a stateless widget in the same file only. So I'll type stl and it will be providing me with the stateless widget. I'll name it as second screen, so the name cannot contain spaces. And inside this first stateful widget which is named as my home page, inside this column I'll add a container to it. The container will be having a color of colors dot red. So typo here, colors dot red. We'll be having a child for this container as text which will be saying go to next screen. Let's save it and see how it looks. You can see that it is appearing here. So let me add some padding around this text widget. So I'll add some padding and I'll wrap this container inside gesture detector. So whenever we will be clicking on this container, it will be detecting a gesture, and on the basis of that tap or on the basis of that gesture we can navigate to different screen. So I'll add gesture detector here, and in it we need to pass on tap. So on a particular tap it will be recognizing a tap and then it will be navigating us to the second screen. So let's build the second screen first and then we can start working on the navigation part. So I'll add a scaffold here. Inside it I'll add an app bar which will be having a type of app bar. We will be passing a title to it which takes a widget. I'll add a text to it and I'll add second screen so that the user can see in the app bar that this is the second screen. Inside the app bar I don't think we need to pass any other things, and we can directly move to the body part. Inside the body we can have a center widget which will be having a child as container, and this container will be having a child as text widget which will be saying that this is a second screen here inside our Flutter application, adding some commas. So this is the basic second screen which we will be using or which we will be displaying or navigating to when a tap is made on this particular container. Inside the navigator what I have to add is I'll add a navigator dot push, and we have different methods of pushing it. The first one is by directly using navigator dot push and it takes two items. The first one is the context and second one is the route. For route I can add material page route, and inside this builder I have to pass a arrow function here. So let me delete this null, and here I have to specify my second screen. So my second screen is named as second screen only. I guess we have to delete this. So we don't need to delete this, but we need to pass a context inside it, and at last we need to add a semicolon. So at last we need to add it. So this is basically, it will be taking us to a next screen whenever we are clicking on this. So when I click on this, it is taking or it is navigating me to the second screen. Now other method of adding the similar thing is like we need to delete whatever we have passed inside the push, and let's click on enter, and on the place of push, what we can part is navigator dot of context dot push. So here we only need to pass the material page route inside it, as we have already used the context previously. So I'll add a material page route here, and inside it passing the context with an arrow function to the second screen. And if you are not using any conditions whenever the user is opening the app, so after a hot restart it will be displaying this similar screen here. And when this screen is appearing, I'll click on the button and see if this app is working fine for me or not. So here when I click on this button, it is taking me to the second screen. So this was for the part like how we can navigate to various different screens which are available inside our Flutter application. Now let's see how we can pass some data inside our application. So if we want to display some data inside our application, so how we can pass it? The first thing which I'll be doing here is I'll assign a string variable which will be having which will be named as some data, and inside it I'll add this is some data. So this is basically a variable, and we are assuming that we need to pass this data inside the second screen. So what I'll do is inside it I'll add the some data variable. So initially it will be providing me with an error, but when I hover over it, it will provide me with a quick fix icon or quick fix option, and I'll click on create constructor second screen. So it will be creating a constructor inside the second screen. Data will be passed directly to it, and I can assign a string with the name some data, and inside this constructor what I can do is I can write this dot some data. So whatever thing it will be getting here, it will be assigning that value to this string which we have initialized here, and inside this string what we can do is we can directly add some data variable here. So whatever data we will be having, it will be displaying that data here. So let's wait for the app to hot reload, and after a quick hot reload, whenever we will be clicking on this screen, it is displaying us this is some data. So let's change the data for a instance, some data from initial screen, saving it, hitting the back button so the app does not crashes again. And when I click on this button, it hasn't shown me the data. Let me hot restart it. So when I click screen, it is showing me that there is some data from initial screen. So this was for the part like how we can various different available screens in Flutter, and how we can pass data from one screen to another screen. Now let's see like how we can pop a particular screen from the screen stack. So what is there in a Flutter or in any application which you are building through native Android or React Native? So the thing which is there is we have a stack of items. So stack is basically where you have only one entry point and one exit point. So this is particularly a stack in which you keep on adding items to it, and then you pop items from it. So the topmost element is popped out when you are performing a pop operation. So in screens, what generally happens is all the screens are added in the form of a stack. So if for example if you are opening the app, you are visiting the or you are opening the home page screen as the first screen, so it will be available in the bottom of the stack. Over it we will be having the second screen which we are passing or which we are performing a click operation. So if you want to pop out from a setting screen, we can add a different, or we can we can add a particular function or button to it which will be popping out this screen. So let me over this container, let me assign a column. Now inside this column what I can do is I can copy this container, or rather than copying this container, I can copy this gesture detector. So I'll copy this gesture detector, and after this container I'll add a gesture detector here, and in place of go to next screen, what I'll do is pop me out, and in place of navigator dot of push, I'll perform navigator. So navigator dot pop. So it will be taking context. Let me hot restart the app. So it will auto save the file and perform a hot restart function. So you can see that the button has started appearing here inside our second screen. Let's wait for the app to hot restart. So here is the first screen which is opening when the app is opening for the first time. When I click on it, it will be taking me to the second screen, and when I click on this pop me out button, it will be popping the second screen out of the stack, and then we will be taken to the screen which is available or which is present at the bottommost position of the stack, which is this home page screen. If I perform a back operation again, it will be popping this screen out as well, and then we'll be displayed with our launcher or with our app widgets which are available, or app icons which are installed inside our application. So this was how you can perform a pop operation and get your user back to a particular screen inside Flutter. Now let's have a look at how we can use named route. So in websites you generally have seen that if you want to visit a contact screen, or if you want to visit to an about page of an app or of a website, then you are provided with an option of /about or /context. So similarly in Flutter also we can use this option to navigate a user to different routes. So these are called routes inside Flutter. You can pronounce them with route or routes as whatever you want. So let's move and let's see how we can create one similar thing. So for this thing what we need is we need these two screens. So I'll be using the code for the screens which I have used in the previous part, and in place of this material app, we need to add one more thing inside this material app. So let me add it first. So what we need to assign is we need to assign an initial route here, and in the initial route we have to pass a slash. So this is the route which will be appearing or which will be displaying when the app is loaded. We will be adding some routes to it. So the routes takes a type of like JSON values, and we need to assign the key value pair for it. So for the initial route what we want is we want the context of the app to be set to first screen. So for our first screen we are having my home page. So this is basically we want the app to be loading when we are opening the app for the first time. So setting the slash to my home page, and I'll add one more which is for the second screen. So slash second, and for it I want my context to be set to second screen, and we need to pass some data in it. So here I'll pass this is some data from initial route. So this is the second route which we are having inside our Flutter application. So what we were using initially is that whenever we were trying to push a screen inside our when we are clicking on a button, then we were trying to push a particular screen inside the stack. So we were using off context push material page route, so we don't need to use it anymore. So let me delete this off context thing, and here what we'll be using is we'll be adding dot, and then we'll add a push named. So we have provided name to various different screens which are present here. So the slash denotes the my home page screen, slash second denotes the second screen. So we have used routes here, and inside push named what we have to pass is a context and the route name. So the context will be remaining the same, but for route name we can pass slash second as we want to navigate to the second screen, and we have added slash second to be routing towards this second screen. So here it is. So this is how you can use push name routes. So let me save the app and hot restart it again so that the things can take place. So it is still showing me with an error. So it says that home is equals to null or not route.contain keys navigator. So I have set the home value to be this my home page, so I need to remove it, or I can directly comment it. Let's hot reload and see if this works, else we need to hot restart once again. Let's wait for it to hot restart. It is saying a non-null string should be passed, should be provided as a text widget. So let's see where it is showing us an error. So Flutter 101 session main.dart line number 13. So it is saying that we need to, I guess we are having this title here, so I think we need to pass the title as well. So let me copy the title from here and adding the title inside my home page. So we are having a variable, or we are having this value generating from this route, so we need to pass that as well, so that there are no code breakage inside our application. Let's wait for the hot restart to get completed. So here you can see that after we have passed a title inside it, the app is loading and working fine as of now. When I click on this go to next screen button, it will be taking me to the route named as /second, and it will be showing me these things, like it will be showing me the options or the things which we have added inside our route. For the popping out of the screen, the thing which we used previously, like navigator.pop context, so we can use it similarly, as there is nothing similar like pop named. So we can use navigator.pop context only. So when I'll be clicking on this button, it will be popping me out from the particular screen which we were having previously. So this is how you can use navigator to push your screens, or you can name your routes and then push your screen and pop your screen throughout your application. Now let's move towards the second part of this session, so which is like how we can animate our screen, or how we can animate our widgets inside our Flutter application. So the first thing which we need to do is we need to set a page builder. So we need to set the page route builder. So let's start working on it. So the first thing which I'll do is I'll delete this particular part of code, like this second screen, my home page stateful class. So I'll delete both of them, removing the routes as well. And for the home part, so I'll also delete this my app, and inside this run app, what I'll pass is, I'll firstly delete this. I'll pass a material app here. Inside the material app, I'll assign a home to page 1. A needs to be small, page 1, and we need to create this page 1. So let's work on this. So the page 1 will be of type stateless widget. So I'll write stl, name it to page 1, and inside it we'll be having a scaffold in place of this container. The scaffold will be having an app bar. So the app bar will be like basic app bar, we won't be passing anything to this app bar. The child which it will be having, so the body which will be having inside it will be having a center. Inside it we'll be having an elevated button. So body will be of type center, which will be having child as elevated button. The button will be having on pressed. So inside the on press we can pass navigator dot of context, and then we can add a push to it. So we need to pass push inside it, so I'll be adding it a bit later. Let's keep it empty for a while. And inside this child, for this elevated button, what I'll be adding is I'll add a text widget which will be saying go, adding some commas for better formatting. Now inside it, what we want to add is we want to add a route. So let me create a route here. The route will be named as underscore create route, and inside it we need to return a page route builder. The page route builder will be having a page builder inside it, which takes a context and animation and apart from the animation it will be taking one more thing which will be secondary animation. So adding a secondary animation to this. And then we need to pass an arrow function to page 2. So we will be creating this page 2. In place of context, I need to pass context here, semicolon at the end, and inside this we will be adding a transition builder. So it will be taking context, animation, secondary animation, and a child. So adding a transition builder. So transitions builder. It will be taking a context, animation, secondary animation, and a child, and here it will be returning that child which we have passed inside it. So this is for the route which we have created, so we'll be passing that route inside this push. So inside this push I'll add underscore create route. So this is the route where our app will be passing, or our app will be pushing the things. I need to name it as page 1, and we need to make or start working on the page 2. So the page 2 will be of type STF, so it will be stateful. Rather than making it, I can copy page 1, paste it here, name it to page 2. The app bar will be same, we'll be having a center inside it, and rather than having a elevated button, I'll cut this text out, cut this elevated button, and in place of it I'll paste this text. So it will be saying page 2. Now we need to create a tween. So tween is basically for making animations inside it. So it will be animating us through an offset, and we'll be setting the various options or various available things inside this transition builder. So in transition builder, before returning this child, we can add various different tweens. So the first thing which I'll add is a begin variable, which will be setting the offset to 0,1. So basically offsets, like you can consider offsets as various different locations which we are having. So it is the dx value, 0 will be the dx value, 1 will be the dy value. Next thing which we will be setting is an end. So the end location for our offset, it will be set to offset dot 0, and we will be having a tween inside it. The tween will be equals to tween. Begin value will be set to begin, and end value will be set to end. And after this we'll be adding an offset animation, and we'll be driving that particular animation towards this tween. So initializing other variable named as offset animation, and setting the value to animation dot drive, and passing a tween inside it. The tween is basically the thing which we have created above. Now we need to use an animated widget inside our application. So Flutter has various different sets of widget which extends the animation widget. So we can use one of those which we have built above. So we'll be returning in place of this child. What we'll be adding is, firstly I'll delete this child from here, and we'll be passing this particular child with some animation. So the animation which we'll be using is a slide transition animation. The position will be set to offset animation which we have created above. The child will be set to the child which we were returning earlier. So we don't need to pass any more thing inside our application. So once I have hot restarted the application from here, the application will be adding this slide transition itself to it. So let us see how this slide transition works. So basically we are having this button here, and when I click on this button, it will be opening the app, or it will be sliding the app from the bottom. The the thing which took place earlier was like it was feeding the first screen or the first page, and then it was displaying or adding a page to or the second screen to the stacks of the screens which are available. But now what it is doing is it is sliding a screen from the bottom part of our application and adding or displaying it on the screen. So this is how you can add various different animations inside your Flutter application. For now I have told you how you can add a slide transition animation to your application, but similarly there are various different animations which you can use, like in place of slide transition you can use a curved animation. So it will be setting the animations to curved or various different available things which are there inside the Flutter application. For more animation you can refer to the Flutter docs. So it has various different animations which you can implement inside our application. We have various different packages as well which you can use for adding some animations inside your application. So you can have a look or explore all of the packages or all of the different animations which are available by yourself. So now we'll be seeing how we can animate a particular widget inside our Flutter application. So let's start working on it. So I'll delete the code which I have done previously for this particular app. So I'll delete this class and the route. Now next thing which I'll be doing is I'll be creating a main screen or the main page of our application. So let's start working on it. So this will be of a type stateless. So I'll type STL and it will be displaying me with the stateless. I'll name it to main screen. A needs to be small again. In place of page 1, main screen should be passed, and inside it we'll be having a scaffold in place of a container. The app bar will also be there, which will be having a text widget inside it. So passing an app bar of type app bar, having a title set to text, which will be saying main screen. Next we'll add a body to it. So inside the body we'll be having gesture detector to detect a click on the image which we'll be having. The body gesture detector on tap, for now setting it to blank. And inside the child I'll be adding a particular image. So I'll copy a link for an image. You can use any image whatever you want, and inside the image I'll be adding image.network as we are having a link for the image, passing an image to this. And on tap, inside this on tap, what we can do is we can push a screen or the second screen which we'll be having. So navigator dot of context and dot push, so it needs to be dot push material page route to it, which will be having a builder taking context, having arrow function, and the second screen which we'll be having is a detail screen. We need to create it. For now what I'm doing is I'm adding or I'm developing all the screens we are having inside our application in this particular main.dart file. But you can refer to our previous session in which I told you like what are the different methods or what are the different file structures which you can use inside your Flutter application, and you can check them out for more info on how you can manage your project structure. So let's create the detail screen. It will be of a type stateless widget. So it will be of a type stateless widget. I will be naming it as detail screen. So copying this, pasting it here, deleting this typo spaces, and inside this detail screen what we will be having is the thing which we'll be adding is a scaffold in place of this container. And inside the scaffold we'll be having we won't be having an app bar this time, and inside the body we'll be having a gesture detector, and inside the gesture detector we'll be passing an on tap which will be detecting if a tap is made on the particular image, and inside it we'll be taking navigator dot pop, so it will be popping us out of that particular screen in which we are currently present, adding a semicolon here. And apart from this on tap, what we need to pass is a child widget which will be having a center, and it will be having a child as image dot network, and we'll pass the similar image which we have used above here. So copying the image from this location, in place of src pasting the image path. Now we need to add a hero tag or hero widget to the first screen. So in place of image, what I'll be doing is I'll enclose it image dot network inside a particular widget, so it will be of a type hero. So the widget will be named as hero, and we need to pass a tag inside it. So the tag will be of type image hero. So what a tag is, basically it is an object that identifies a hero. So if we are passing a particular image inside two different screens, then we need to have a similar tag, so we can identify that this image is similar for both the screens. And we also need to pass the same hero tag for our this image which we are having inside our detail screen. So I'll enclose this image as well inside a widget which will be named as hero and having a tag of image hero, adding some commas so that formatting can take place here as well, saving it. Now I guess we have performed most of the code, or we have added most of the code which we want inside our application. So let's hot restart it and see if this is working or not. So what basically will be taking place here is the app will be displaying us with an image in the center or on the top, and when we will be clicking on that particular image, it will be opening this image inside a detail screen or inside a particular screen where we can view the image in detail. So the image will be displaying inside the center, and we'll be clicking when we'll be clicking on it again, it will be popping that image out. But the thing to notice here is that we are using a particular like animation to animate a widget inside our Flutter application. So when we are clicking on this image, it is going like this and displaying inside in the center, and when we are clicking it back, it is going in the form of a circle or in a form of a curve, and like taking the original position which it had. So this is how you can animate the widgets which we are having inside a Flutter application. So you can add various different animations through this way. Now let's see another method of navigating through different routes inside our Flutter application. So for that we need to add a particular widget inside our Flutter app. So inside the pubspec.yaml, what we need to add is a getx. So you can go on Google, type getx Flutter, and it will be taking you to the first link on the search result will be taking you to a get Flutter package. So you can go directly there, and inside the installing part you can copy get and along with the version it is having, and inside the dependencies part below the Cupertino icons you can paste it, save it. It will be running the pubget command, but for the safety I'll run it again inside the terminal. So sometimes what happens is that pubget won't be working for you, so you don't need to worry. You can directly go on the pubspec package. So it has various different implementation. If it is not working for you, so you can refer that. So let's see if the command pubget is installed successfully. Now what I'll be doing is I'll first import the getx package inside my app. So let's see how we can do it. Inside this on tab I'll type get and wait for the Flutter to display various different options. So you can see that there are various different options which are displayed here. So each get which we are having inside is being imported from a particular file. So for getting info about what from which file it is displaying, you can press Control space, and on this right or on this left it will be displaying you like from which file it is importing. So we need to import get from get/get file. So I'll click on it and it will be importing get here. Now we are having various different options which we can use with get. So the first one which we are having is like get.to. So what it does is it basically mimics the navigator.push context thing. And one more difference between this get and the navigator is that in this get we don't need to pass a context. So it is generally preferred when we are working on an industry level or real world application. So I would suggest you to work with the get rather than working with navigator, as we won't be requiring any context. So we can push various different screens also which are not having a particular context. Now inside this I need to pass a page, so we'll be having this detail screen page here. I'll copy it, paste it here. So by mistake I haven't copied it. Now pasting it here, passing braces and semicolon at the last. Let's wait for the errors to go away. It is showing us an error here, so I guess it is missing some thing. I guess it is this thing, and now adding a comma. Now the error have gone away. Let's see if it works or not. It back to the debug terminal. When I click on this, then it is saying that an on tap has taken place, but it is not recognizing what it is. So let me hot restart it for now. The application has restarted and the image is displaying. When I click on this image, it is still showing me this particular error. Oh, so the thing which it is saying or it is telling is that when we are using this get inside our application, we need to change this material app with get material app. So let me add get before it. I guess now after a hot restart it will be working fine. Let me hot restart it. So this is basically to support the get without the context. So we need to add replace get material app with material app. So whenever you are using get material app, you will be getting some hints or you will be getting some output inside the debug console. Like when the app has loaded the get material controller, it is created. So it is showing me this. When I click on this, it will is showing me that we have gone to the /detail screen route. And when I'll click on this back, so it is saying that we have closed the detail screen route without passing any context. So this is how you can use get to navigate to various different screens inside a Flutter application. So in place of this navigator.pop, we can use get.back. So I guess it is mostly similar to the navigator.pop thing. So let me save it. Once I'll click on it, it will be navigating or it will be taking me to the detail screen. When I click on it, it will be closing that or it will be popping that screen or taking me back to the first screen or the page one main screen which we are having. So this is how you can use get inside your application. Now get has various different other uses as well, like apart from this back and too. So let us write get and see what all things we can implement inside get. So these are some of the basic things, like if we want to set or a particular default pop gesture, or if we want to add a default transition to it, then we can set that as well. We can set a height or icon color if we are using it with some widget or other things. These are the things which we generally don't use. Let me take you to the things which we use widely. So these are the functions or methods which we are using thoroughly or like regularly inside our Flutter application. So if we want to print some error which is taking place, if we want to print some info which is being passed in the backend and we want to display it inside the debug console, so we can use that. If we want to add some pages, we want to add some app updates, so we can use these. If we want to close something, so in place of navigation.pop until what we can use is this get.close. If you want to delete something or find something, then we can use particular methods or particular functions related to this. If we want to display a snack bar, so one more thing which we can do is we can display a snack bar inside our application. So we can use get.snackbar here. I'll add it in a while. Let's see what all other things we can use. So these were the things which we can use. We can convert something to screen as string as well. Like now let's see how we can add a snack bar. So inside a snack bar, what we have to pass is a title, and we also have to pass is a message, and adding a semicolon in the end. Saving this, what the thing will be taking place is when we'll be going to the detail screen, and when we'll be popping it out, it will be displaying us with the snack bar. So on the top you can see that it is displaying in snack bar, and inside the snack bar also you can pass various different options like the snack position. So I want the snack position to be bottom, so snack position set to bottom, the background color set to colors dot red, and save. Now when the hot reloading will be taking place, and I'll click on this image, and when I click on it back again, so you can see here it is displaying a snack bar in the bottom in the color of red, and the text color is set to black. So this is how you can use like a get to manage all the navigation or all the routing inside your application. So this all the process of navigating to particular screen or adding routes inside your particular screen to go to something inside your application. So this is basically called routing. And in this session, like summing up, we have covered the routing process, like what all things are there inside a Flutter application for routing to various different screens. We have seen how we can do routing with Navigator, how we can do routing with Get, and apart from the routing process or routing thing, what we have seen is how we can add animations inside our application if we are navigating to a particular screen, and how we can animate various different widgets which we are having inside our Flutter application. So this was for today's session. And now what you guys have to do for today is like you have to explore the different things which are available inside Navigator and inside GetX package, and like you can explore various different transitions or animations which are available by visiting or having a look at our Flutter documentation, which is provided by the official Google team. So you can directly type Flutter doc on Google, and you will be provided with the first link which will be taking you to the main Flutter documentation. So this was it for this session. So make sure to share whatever you are building in Discord, so that more and more people can get motivated from you. And if you are having some doubts, then you can ask your doubt on Discord, so I'll be there to solve your doubts related to this particular session for a while after the session video ends. So this was all for today. I'm assuming that you guys are enjoying it, and if you are having any feedback, so make sure to drop it in the description. And thanks everyone for joining in for today's session.